rolling. The ISO, the aperture and shutter speed all controls the amount of light that comes into your camera, but let me show you the difference between these three and their best settings to get the best shot. 1. The ISO. The ISO controls the amount of light that comes into your camera without the lens. Detaching the lens from it, the ISO controls the amount of light the camera itself receives. Okay, so the ISO can range from auto 100 to 2500 or 6400 on some cameras. But the downside to this is that the more you increase your ISO, the more grains you see in your shots. Let me show you. So right now the ISO is around 25,600. If you look closely, you see some grains, some particles on your shots, on this shot actually. So you don't want that in your shot. So the ISO should be kept between 100 to 400 to get that clean shot. So I'm just going to correct this again. Let me take it back. Okay, so my ISO is back to 6400. 640 rather. Okay, so right now my ISO is back to 640. Yes, I'm actually shooting ISO 640. It's actually not bad, no much grain, but then it's best to keep it at, as much as you can, just keep it at 100 to 400. Anything from 800, just expect grain. No. Now you will say, I've increased my ISO to like 400 and I'm still not getting the bright shot I want. Okay, now here is where the aperture comes in. Aperture determines the amount of light that comes into your camera through the lens. But unlike the ISO, the lower the number of f-stops or aperture you have, the brighter your shot gets. So if you have a lens of about 4 point f-stop and you have another lens of about 1.4, so the 1.4 will be brighter. When you shoot at 1.4, it's going to be brighter than the 4 point. And also the higher the number of f-stops you have, the darker your shot gets. So let me show you how the f-stop work. I'm going to adjust my camera right now. I'm going to reduce the f-stop and show you how it works. So the lens is at f-stop 22 right now. So you can see how dark everything is. You can barely see my face. So let me just turn it back up. So I'm shooting on a Canon lens of f-stop 4 points. So I'm just going to take it back to 4 points and you see how bright our shots will get. Now we are back. Let there be lights. So the good thing about aperture, unlike the ISO, is that the aperture does not introduce any grain to your shot. So if you lower it or darken it, it's not going to reduce or increase or introduce any grain to your shot. It's just going to be like that. But the downside to this aperture is that the lower the number of your aperture gets, the blurrier your background gets. Everything around you. So your foreground is going to be in focus and your background is going to get blurry. It's called depth of field. It's actually nice, it's actually cinematic, but then if the kind of shots you are looking for is to have everything in focus, just reduce or increase the number of your f-stop so that everything can be in focus. So to the last one, shutter speed. So unlike the ISO and the aperture, the shutter speed should not be used to control your lights. Yes, you heard that right. Don't use your shutter speed to control the light. Even though it controls the light that comes into the camera, it should not be used to control the lights, the brightness of your shot. So the main work of the shutter speed is to control the amount of blurriness, the motion in your shots, the blurriness and the sharpness of motion in your shots. That is just the work of the shutter speed. Your shutter speed should work alongside your frame rate. Okay, so if you are shooting a 25 frame rate, your shutter speed should be the double of your frame rate size. So if you are shooting 25 frame rate, your shutter speed should be set to 50. That is double of your frame rate, and that is the work of your shutter speed. It's just going to control the amount of blurriness, the sharpness of the motion in your shot. So let me try to set this and show you. Okay, so I'm shooting 25 frame rate and I've set the shutter speed to 25. So let's see what the motion is. Can you see? It's blurry, but let me set it back to higher shutter speed and you see the difference. So this is at 60 shutter speed. You can see there's no much blurriness. So that is just the work of the shutter speed and nothing else. So I hope you now understand these 3 important camera settings and how to use them properly. So your shutter speed should never be used to control the brightness of your shots. Instead, set your ISO first. Set it between 100 to 400. So if you are not okay with it, increase the reduce the f-stop on your lens, that is the aperture, and you get the shot you need, or get extra lights to brighten your shots. So if you find this video helpful, subscribe to this channel, hit the like button and share with your friends. See you next time.